Hey guys, Juju22 here, and welcome to, I would like to believe this to be the final part of round 2 of the Madden series for season 14 and our final season in Madden 22. And also, hey, what's up, Azriel? How you doing, man? And just want to say really quickly that Azriel, you actually got to be featured on AJ's show. Um, I'll just tell you what the match was. It was you against Dragonheart on AJ's show. So if you want to go check that out, you can. But before you do, I just want to say welcome to the show. And well, I'm happy to say that as before, you were picked up by the Green Bay Packers. No, as a matter of fact, you haven't played yet. So if you like, we can get that game started. Would you like to have that game started? All right, let me adjust my chair here. There we go. Okay, then I will set that game up. Then I will do that. I'm just gonna let KK know, but also let your opponents know as well. Okay, and in this case you'll be facing off against. Well, I was gonna say the Commanders, but they're still technically known as the Washington Football Team. But all right, so I'm just gonna let KK and the others know. All right, I'm just letting KK know, but hopefully everything's going well. Let me check the. Let's see though. But yeah, hope everything's going well for you, and by you I mean the man behind Azriel Black, and also hey, what's up, Peter Griffin? And then of course we're gonna play Peter Griffin's game with the New York Giants and Los Angeles Rams after this one. All right, so let me just let your opponent know, and let's see. Oh yeah, that's right, Jordan Walker, but I don't have a way to contact him. And the other guy is Joshua, so I will let him know. Okay. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing pretty well. And I definitely had a nice lunch, and I was able to uh, run some errands, and I'll tell you more about what's going on. It turns out that I completely forgot that because All In was taking place in Britain. By the time I realized it, like by the time I got back from church service, uh, I then realized, oh my gosh, that's right, it already took place. But you know what? I guess it just wasn't meant to be. But hey, uh, But yeah, I completely forgot that it took place earlier than it normally does. So there you go. But anyway, uh, but I hope you guys are doing pretty well, uh, Azriel and Peter. But with all that said, I'll just get right into the games because I know that's what you guys want to see. All right, all right. In this case, 3 minutes, and okay, we'll go with 4:15. All right, cool. All right, so we have the Washington football team, and get a good look at it because the next time you see them, they'll be known as the Washington Commanders, as they take on the Green Bay Packers. And Azriel is now under center, so we'll see how he does as we begin. Oh, there we go. That was the game that did it, not my OBS, thankfully. But anyway, oh yeah, Peter. I wonder if you enjoyed your match from AJ's show. I enjoyed it, though I don't want to spoil it for those who didn't get to see it. But I hope you enjoyed it all the same, really. Mm, good drink here.
It's the Green Bay Packers taking on the Washington football team. And we come to you from one of the truly iconic stadiums in the NFL as you get a look at Lambeau Field.
And then, of course, there you see Atticus, or not Atticus, sorry. Well, his brother, Azriel, number 9. And it looks as if Green Bay is going to start out with this with the ball, so it is important for Green Bay to score and convert on a touchdown. But I will say this though, I definitely enjoy watching Green Bay over the years, especially with their resurgence in the 90s. I definitely remember when Brett Favre took over. Of course, he wasn't the only reason, but of course, free agency definitely helped bring this team back into relevance. But there you see Azriel Black. And, of course, he is coming off of a loss in the opening round with Dallas. However, he was picked up by Crushing Kelly and the Green Bay Packers, so to have him under center. So we'll find out if he has what it takes to continue. So let's do that. And Azriel with a completion. And let's see, who is that? Oh, that's Crushing Kelly for 16 yards. So already the House of Black establishing itself as far as the passing game is concerned. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention that for the Commanders, they have center Jordan Walker and tight end Joshua James, and then for Green Bay, they have at quarterback Azriel, and at tight end Crushing Kelly. So all of these players are offensive players, so obviously it's going to come down to who can execute on offense, really.
Absolutely no. They want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And they decide to run it. They get to the edge, and of course they manage to get past midfield for 4 yards.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Fakes the handoff to 1, but Washington was not fooled. In fact, it resulted in no gain as a result. Well, what am I saying? It resulted in no gain is what I'm trying to say.
You don't see that a ton, do you? Or the cornerback coming over to the middle of the field.
But yeah, I hope you guys are doing pretty well, and had a nice time with. I was able to finally get the stuff that I needed in terms of like running errands and things of that nature. And Azriel gonna go for a long one, and intercepted. Was trying to go for a long one, but instead it got intercepted. Well, now it's going to come down to Taylor Heineke and the Commanders to take over from there, but they'll have to start at the 8. Bad break, though. Trying to go for the long one, but there was just too much coverage in that area, and it got picked off. So that's a turnover that they would love to get back if they had the chance. They hand it off, but instead it results in a loss. Or a no gain, if you will. 2nd and 10. So now it's going to come down to whether Green Bay can get a stop. And if they do, they'll have some great field position upon a punt, if they can do that, if they can force a punt. Do this. And Heineke. Oh, did he get enough yards for that? Yes, he does. Oh, for a moment I thought, if he hadn't gotten rid of that ball, he probably would have been, sacked inside the end zone, and that would have been a safety and the ball. But in the end, it is 0-0. All right, 1st and 10 at the 19. Okay. They hand it off. And they got 8 yards on that. 2nd and 2. I mean, to Washington's credit, they didn't give up. I mean, Green Bay was on their way to scoring a touchdown, but now they have a chance to take the lead right here, although that's a bad throw. Well, not a bad throw, but it just didn't hit anybody. 3rd and 2. Crowd is chanting, "Go Pack, go." Heineke, intercepted! And this could be, I believe, no. But he gets it to the 7, does Amos. Great play there by Amos to anticipate it. And yeah. He was trying to hit number 1, but instead he hits Amos, and now they are at the 7-yard line. And for Azriel, he now has a chance to redeem himself. Two minutes and 22 seconds left. in this first half, so each team has turned over the ball one time each. They hand it off, and they get 2 yards on that. 2nd and goal.
Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time. As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half.
Okay.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Black. And it's caught.
All right. I was checking my messages a little bit, but we have a 2-yard reception by Devontae Adams caught, and now it's 3rd and goal at the 3. I mean, at this point, hey, what's up, Jamar? How you doing, man? Azriel. I'm not sure what he was trying to aim for, but whatever it was, he didn't get it. And now they'll have to take a field goal instead. Anyway, how's it going there I can't even talk. How's it going there, Jamar? You're doing great. Awesome, man. Well, so far we're still awaiting your opponent as far as... What? Wait a minute, he's going to keep it! Well, they tried to go for it. And that was Aaron Rodgers who was trying to go for a fake run, but they weren't fooled. And that results in a turnover on downs. I don't know what... At this point, you would have just been good enough taking the field goal, but instead they cough it up. And, of course, Washington will have to start at the 5, but I'm not sure what prompted that call, but it didn't work. I mean, great job by the defense for Washington, though. Heineke. Yeah, intercepted again! That's 2 interceptions in a row. As far as Green Bay getting a pick. Wow. Anyway, this is why Rodgers is on the bench. Well, now you're back in.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive.
And Azriel, touchdown, crushing Kelly. The House of Black is in business as they score a touchdown as Azriel finds Kelly, and they score a touchdown. And for Ron Rivera, he's got to be frustrated as, you know, his quarterback, Heineke, gave up not 1 but 2 interceptions, and this time Green Bay cashes in on the 2nd. Although, wait, we have a booth review?
Take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone. And not just the feet.
All right, so the call is that the receiver had possession, so they have to determine whether or not that is not the case. So we'll find out if the call will stand. I think it will, but, you know, then again, let's see.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video.
All right, so it does stand. Extra point on the way.
Crosby for the point after.
And it is good, so it's now 7-0 with a minute 18 left to go. But I can now see why Crushing Kelly, got you from the free agent pool and put you on her team. All right, so 118. Well, now we'll find out if Washington can respond, and they'll take it to the 26. So he had enough forward progress to get to the 26. All right.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
All right, 1st and 10 at the 26. And Heineke gets a completion and a big one, and it gets past midfield. And that's another area of concern that they might have to address should Green Bay win this game, and that is to address the secondary, because they can't give up plays like that. They just can't. Also, hiya Crushing Kelly, and if you missed it, each team has turned the ball over twice, but when Washington turned it over for the second time, it led to a touchdown, and that's why Green Bay has the lead. And another completion, and a timeout used up. Well, Crushing Kelly, I hope I don't want to mention it unless you want to mention it, or you give me permission to mention it, but other than that, though, how is everything in Crushing Kelly land? Now Heineke. Another completion. And all the way to the 34. I already know, TJ. Or, sorry, I already know, TJ. Okay, so you know, but I know that not everybody does. I mean, I know, but I don't want to say it unless it's, I'm also watching a little bit of Dragonheart show as well. And, well, that's the first incompletion that he's thrown in a while. But that does stop the clock, though. But, yeah, that touchdown, of course, was thrown by Azrael to, of course, Crushing Kelly. Anyway, I will, TJ. This is my last run with Madden. I don't have the energy for Madden, NFL, NHL, MLB. I don't want to take a spot away from someone who is around more often. Oh, I see. Well, if you ever decide to change your mind, definitely let me know. The only reason I kept you on this one was because I was in the middle of it, and then the other couple of series, I might have to just phase you out, but it's fine. But yeah, definitely let me know if when you're ready to, come on back. And then Heineke gets sacked by Zach Smith. And that results in a 4th and 21. And Azrael is getting jiggy with it. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. If I change my mind. Oh, sure, definitely. Well, anyway, a timeout used up. And now it's 4th and 21. Now the question is, are they going to punt it or are they going to go for it? I mean, you only have 6. Nope, they're going to go for a field goal instead. But can they kick it? That's the question. And no. Let's see. I mean, I don't know if it had the distance, but let's see. It's kind of hard to see from that angle. Well, it was a little bit to the right, but not enough. However, there is 2 seconds left in the first half. So Green Bay could either go for... they could probably run out one more play or... Yeah, they're going to run for one more play. All right. And it's going to be cover defense this time as... Oh, he's going to go for a long one! Intercepted! That's the third one, but it won't matter because, like I said, that was really the last play they could have ran. So Forrest does get himself an interception, but there's not enough time left, and that's the end of the first half. Let's go see. Yeah, that's right. Jamar got picked up by the Seahawks, and of course, depending on who wins, they could very well host the next round, or at the very least, they could end up being hosted by the New York Giants, and that's if the Commanders manage to win. Or actually, that's if the Giants win. Sorry. If the Giants win, then they will have to go to New York. But if the Rams win, then they will get to host either Washington or Green Bay. So it's going to come down to who wins that game between the Giants and the Rams. And of course, Green Bay is the... wait, what? And of course, these are the 2 middle teams here, among those who are remaining. All right, so Washington will start at the 28.
The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. You know, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, put some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. And, oh, by the way, pay off a few of those drives with some points, too.
A first down throw for Heineke.
All right, there we go. I was just checking my messages, though. All right, so an incompletion, and it's 2nd and 10 at the 28.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
They hand it off, and oh, nice tackle there by number 26. I didn't see his name. Oh, that was Savage. Okay, great tackle there by Savage. And, of course, get a good look at some of these guys because some of them ended up on different teams. Some either retired or some are not what they used to be. But get a good look at them because you'll never see them again. Heineke. And has to throw it away. I mean, great job there by the secondary stepping up their game, and that's exactly what they needed to do. If you're Green Bay, obviously. And they're going to punt it away. And I have to think that if Green Bay can capitalize and score a touchdown, you know, they pretty much put this game out of reach. And gets by one guy, gets by another one, and he gets it to the 34. Very good return. by Cobb.
It'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. Now we'll take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
All right. So second, I can't even talk. First and 10. They hand it off,
With a carry by Jones.
and Jones actually that results in a no gain. And one thing if you're Green Bay is you don't want to play it too safe. You don't want to. Obviously, you don't want to be careless either, but you have to make some plays and get some first downs, and not just merely run. And Azriel gets it, and they got it to the 34, past the midfield to St. Brown. And St. Brown got 32 yards on that one, so great play there by St. Brown to move the chains, obviously.
Deep shots as this game moves along. They connected there. They expect to connect on more before this one.
I don't know if he's related to Amon St. Brown, from the Lions. I happened watching Inside the Den with the Lions most recently. A good friend of mine shared that series with me, and it's a very good series. And a screen pass right to Crushing Kelly gets away from one tackle, but it takes two men to take down Crushing Kelly. So that just goes to show that Crushing Kelly Black is such a powerful woman that it takes two men to take her down.
He really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point of attack blocker.
They hand it off, although once again, you have to give credit to Washington being able to stop the run, as as Green Bay hasn't been able to get a consistent amount of running yards. I mean, if there's any one thing that Washington does well, it's they stop the run. All right, possible final play of this quarter. They do get it. And if there was a weakness on the defense, it would probably be their secondary. But even still, that's the end of the quarter and a first down. And it's still 7-0 with the Packers looking to put this game far out of reach. Kisses the palm of her hands and smacks her behind to the guys trying to take her down.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's first and 10.
All right, so they hand it off again. Nice cut there by number 33, Jones. And this time he gets a considerable amount of yards with 6. I know 6 doesn't sound like a lot, but considering where they are and considering that they are moving the chains, that's a very good run. 2nd and 4 at the 9. They hand it off again, but of course Washington anticipated it, and in fact that results in a yard loss. And for some reason, number 8 was getting jiggy with it. Na 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 na. But well, I will say this though, KK, how did you feel when, now that it's been done already, how did you feel when the Milwaukee Brewers became the World Series champions? If you ever had a chance to, look at it, or if you at the least saw the short that I sent you. I'll let you think about that one, or I'll let you type what you need to say. 3rd and 7, they fake the handoff, and Azriel gets a first down and a touchdown. Azriel runs it in himself And that might just put the game out of reach. And even if Washington scores a touchdown, with the amount of time that they would have to do it, and if Green Bay holds on, then Crushing Kelly, you got a big decision to make, and that is to pick up a player from the free agent pool, someone that you believe is going to help you win on the Packers. But great play there by Azriel. Well, I didn't see it, but way to go, Brugru, and way to go, Azriel. Well, extra point is good, so now it's 14-0. And if you're Washington, barring a miracle, you're pretty much done. Okay. All right, so a minute 46, or a minute 56, excuse me, I can't count.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Here's Carter
Takes it out.
return.
And, wow, it took a couple of guys to get him down, but they got him down at the 27. So, the worst thing you could do at this point is give up 2 quick touchdowns, or to give up a quick touchdown, and then cough up a turnover, and then they score another touchdown. That's the one thing you don't want to do if you're Green Bay. The idea is to make them use up as much of the clock as they have to use. And a completion. And obviously, if you're Green Bay, you would much rather give up 6 yards of play and keep them in bounds to keep the clock running. Anyway, have a great rest of your. Crushing Kelly, I may as well ask you, really quickly before you go. And that's if Green Bay holds on. Who do you want on your team? And that also includes the 2 guys that are on Washington. Let's see. You have in the free agent pool is Mike Wasson, Clinton Flippin, Triple Beat, Joker, Rain Sinclair, Drum Monkey, JT Price, Darius Helms, Blade Charge, Phoenix Skywalker, or Jennifer Riley, or Joshua James, or Jordan Walker. Who would you want on your team? And then you could just tell me who you want on your team to add to it, and then I will put them in the position that they would be best suited to, based on what the team needs. So that would be the only thing. Or if you want to delegate it to Azriel, then I can do that with your permission. Anyway, an incompletion and a 3rd and 10. But yeah, thank you for coming in, though, Crushing Kelly. I just want to give you your props. And Washington. What? Intercepted again! Gets by one guy, but that's the 2nd interception by Amos. Amos has been on his game, and that's his 2nd pick of the day. So yeah, great play there by Amos. Adrian Amos. I think she left already, TJ. Oh, okay. Well, then I'll have to just go by the logic of who would Crushing Kelly pick, and then where would she put that person. So I guess that helps then. But I guess Crushing Kelly has to go run some errands or whatever. But or go to bed or something. I'm not sure, but
From the 32 now.
well,
Here's first and 10.
oh, they faked the jet sweep,
Around with Jones.
but of course Washington wasn't fooled. But
Taken down.
they'll call a timeout and well they'll just delay the inevitable. But
As the clock will stop with 37
excuse
seconds
me.
to play. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10.
Okay,
They'll go again to Jones.
I mean that's usually yeah. Yeah, because usually when the GM or the person that was originally drafted isn't in the chat, then the default option is usually to take the best player available. But I have a feeling that Crushing Kelly more or less would trust your judgment, so it's cool. So I'm fine with that, Adrian or not Adrian, Azriel. Adrian, of course, was the guy that had a game earlier, and I'm not talking about Adrian Amos, though. I'm talking about um, Mr. Chambly, who was part of the show yesterday, the last time that I did the show. Not yesterday. Although yesterday I did enjoy watching AJ's show and helping him with it. All right, so 4th and 1.
On now is the Packers punter.
And the Packers will kick it away, but of course Washington does not have any more timeouts to use. And they'll down it at the 16. Okay. All right, that's cool, Azrael. Definitely cool. Oh yeah, let me turn off my. Hey, what's up? What's up, Wally? And by the way, Wally, you'll be happy to know that your team has not played yet, so you never really missed it. Your game there, Mr. Wally.
Back to base and feel a little bit better as you end a ball game that's been a frustrating one for you.
We'll see if they go back to base. They go back to the air here after
Anyway, a completion to, I believe that's Joshua James. But the fact that Joshua didn't really have any impact until just now, speaks to the fact that Green Bay limited his involvement. And really, if Washington was going to win, they would have to, make use of the tight end, Joshua James, but they couldn't. And of course, costly turnovers did him in. That being said, though, congratulations to the Green Bay Packers as they have beaten the Washington Commanders.
But as for today, you guys are nails out there.
Yeah, that was, they got destroyed, of course, but hey, let's not forget that, Green Bay, 2 years ago were a great team, but then of course, as we all know, they later fell off. You will take Joker. All right. Now, of course, well, actually, let me update my my Excel really quickly. And you'll take Joker. Of course, Joker is a center, but I can always move him to a different position. But first, let's take a look at some of the stats. Obviously, Azriel had the best game without question. And then Taylor Heineke, his QB rating is worse than if you did nothing but spike the ball on every play. Of course, a little shout out to my good friend Jaguar Gator 9. If you know who he is, definitely know that he's pretty cool. Azriel Black had one rush attempt, but it resulted in 12 yards and a touchdown. Let's see, receiving. Crushing Kelly had 3 receptions with a touchdown, and Joshua James had one one reception for himself, and then unfortunately, Mr. Charles Leno didn't do a good job uh, with with the fact that he allowed a sack. So there you go. Okay, let's get Joker then. And then Wally says, "Hi, Jose." Okay. All right, so let me do this really quick. And then I'm not sure if Peter Griffin is still in the chat, but I know that Wally is. So, but I did see Peter earlier. If he's still in there. Okay, Jordan Walker, he gets to go to the free agent pool, as does Joshua. And before we get Joker, let's find out if you guys need a center or if you need something else, and we can move Joker into that position. Given the fact that he is that he weighs anywhere around 275 pounds to upwards to 300 pounds or less, if depending on what the situation calls for. Okay, so they got quarterback. They got halfback, so they're good on that. Could they use a wide receiver? Maybe. And then they have a tight end in Crushing Kelly, so that's not an issue there. Left tackle's sewed up. Okay, so left guard might be something to keep an eye out on. Ooh. Okay, so center may be something we could easily slot him into. Or right guard. Okay. Or what about defense though? 75. Okay, so 70 is also another one. And then Kenny Clark has defensive tackle sewed up. So, okay. Okay, so Azriel, if you're going to take Joker, are you going to take him and put him in the center position? They can do that, which I'm cool with that. Oh, I'll check really quickly for Wally, but yeah, Azriel. So I know you're going to take Joker, but are you going to take him at center or move him to one of those other positions that I mentioned earlier? Three-time Universal Champion. Yeah, center. Okay, cool. All right, so let me quickly look at Wally. I know he's a left outside linebacker. No, wait, right outside linebacker. Excuse me. And in this case, he is number 56 for the Raiders. All right, so 56 for the Raiders. Very interesting. Okay. Yes, you get to face Riley for his championship, of course. Oh wait, Packers. There we go. Jordan. Okay, where's? Oh, there's Joker. There he is. And at center already, so I don't need to do anything more for him. But congratulations, as now you guys have Joker on your team. Now I just need to put him on the starting lineup, so that I don't forget to. Yep. Yeah, a definite improvement over Josh Myers. So, all right. Yeah, that guy's going to be a force to look out for. Okay. So, of course, Frost and AJ have already advanced. And of course, they have already taken a punter slash kicker, as that was one of their biggest needs, was for the Chargers. But now, given the fact that Wally is here, Wally, are you ready to have your game? And if so, I will let our one other teammate. One of your teammates is of course me, and then the other is Najee, and I'll let him know. And then I'll also uh, let the let the opponents know as far as the Raiders are concerned. Yes, you're ready. All right, cool, cool. All right, let's. Okay, let me just let Mr. Najee know. And of course, this would be a good time to go get snacks and stuff like that. Okay. And then let's see. Oh yeah, and then for the Bengals, that includes Edward Elvis and Deidre Lewis. So let me just let Munchie and Arkham know. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Um, in this case, the Bengals have the best record between the two. I almost forgot to mention that. Okay. And then finally, let me get Mr. Arkham, and I'll catch up with the chat in just a moment. Where's Arkham? Arc sign? There he is. All right. All right. Let me check the score. Well, the third round in this case. So you've already advanced. Now it's just a matter of awaiting your opponent. And as mentioned before, um, if Cincinnati wins, then that's who you're going to face in the second round. If Las Vegas wins, then you'll be hosting the Cleveland Browns instead. So that's the situation for this game, as this will determine who you end up facing. So for the Bengals, if they win, they host you. But if the Raiders win, then you host the Cleveland Browns. But with that said, let's get started. Let's do it. Also, hey, what's up, Arkham? How you doing, man? And of course, Edward Elvis was drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals, and they've already made it to the second round, which is what this game is. And okay, right here's fine. We'll make it clear. All right, cool. All right, best of luck to both teams, though. And then, hey, I'm happy that you're doing pretty well, man. And definitely, if you haven't seen it, definitely check out the latest edition of Queens of Wrestling. Pretty good stuff, though, man. But for Arkham, but as far as Arkham is concerned, you know, the Bengals did win, and they ended up picking up. I forgot to mention that Edward Elvis is an offensive tackle, and then after the Bengals won, his team picked up an offensive guard in Adidra Lewis, aka Munchie, to help with protecting Joe Burrow. And on the flip side, with the Raiders, and being that the Raiders were one of 8 teams with the worst record in the league, IRL, they have 3 players. They have your boy Toad at center, and strong safety on defense, Najee Firefox. And then, of course, you have Walter Wally Johnson at linebacker. So those are the players in play. And then and then Azrael says, "Hey Arkham, you should have put Edward in FIFA. He's Scottish." Oh, well, in that case, could I put Louis Levanguer in the game? You know, given that given the fact that the New Orleans Saints are a thing, and of course their team symbol is the fleur de lis, so. There's that. No, not my friend Munchie. All right. But for now, Edward's going to be in this game. Anyway, nice return there for 29 yards. All right. Well, now it's up to Edward and Munchie to protect this man right here, Joe Burrow. And of course, anyone who has watched Joe Burrow would know that that in the 2021 season, they had a major turnaround, and they ended up going all the way to the Super Bowl, only to lose to the Rams. So I would have to think that Cincinnati is on a mission. And, well, 3 yards for Joe Mixon. And obviously, if you're Wally, and of course Wally is on defense, as is Najee. Oh, nice stop there by number 31. That was Naganu, I believe. Nice stop by him. There you see Wally, number 56. That's another guy you got to watch out for is him. And, oh yeah, there's Edward Elvis, number 73. And a completion and falls out of bounds, although short of a first down, and that's going to result in a punt. Not what you want if you're Cincinnati. Yep, he's right there. Well, now Las Vegas is going to get the ball in just a few moments. Punts it away. But they take him down at the 20. Well, at the very least, Cincinnati's very good at covering and making certain that the guy doesn't get any more yards than he would otherwise get. So Up next is Derek Carr. And of course, I'm in the game as a center, so my job is to protect Derek Carr. Hey, Patty, how you doing? Oh, shoot. Oh, looks like NWA just ended. And a throw, and woo! Oh, that could have been picked off. That could have been picked. But anyway, great to see Patty here. Okay, so yeah, NWA did end. But I was watching a little bit of NWA. And now it's 2nd and 10 at the 20. Awesome.
Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Carr to throw.
And Derek Carr trying to find somebody. He better find somebody. No, he does not. And Reeder gets a sack. Great play there by Reeder. Yeah, like when I found out that All In was actually earlier and not at the usual start time like if it was in America, but but of course, being the dummy that I was, I forgot about that, so I didn't even get a chance to see it. And even if I did, I wouldn't have been able to watch it because then I would have had to get ready to go to church service, so I didn't want to miss it just to stay and watch All In. Although Carr does get a completion, but even though it was for 11 yards, it was not enough. But yeah, just taking a bad sack, that's just not what Carr should be doing. But yeah, man, if it was at its usual start time, I probably wouldn't be doing this at all. I probably would have been watching, but of course I forgot about that, and even if I didn't, I wouldn't have been able to watch it anyway. So I'm not too upset about it. All right, so now both teams' defenses did pretty well, and Cincinnati will start at the 39.
Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Okay, well, of course, as far as the defense is concerned, I mean, in addition to Wally and Najee, of course you also have Max Crosby, so that's another guy that is a standout in this defense for the Raiders. Fakes the handoff, although has to get rid of it for a screen pass, and he does get a couple of yards, but that could have been bad. But that just limits the damage to 3 yards. All right. Yeah, if Las Vegas can get itself an interception, that would be great. I mean, of course, I am saying that just given the fact that I am on Las Vegas, but I have to stay neutral. Really, I have to. Anyway, nice stop there by number 10, Trufant, with a tackle, and that just leads to about, I want to say, 2 yards. And that's the end of the first quarter. And at the end of one quarter, it is 0-0. And then Patty's like, "Hi, Wally." Of course, for Patty, you did miss one game, but you could always watch it back. But it is 3rd and 5. But yeah, we'll be down to 8 teams and 4 games, so of course these games won't take forever. Although maybe they will, maybe they won't, I don't know. And a completion to Jamar Chase, and this could be, I believe, touchdown, Cincinnati. So it's pretty easy to see why Cincinnati ended up getting Munchie, because they knew that if they could protect Joe Burrow, that he and Jamar Chase can do things like that.
That last play, that'll make a few highlight clips.
It certainly will, and you're exactly right. The first quarter almost felt like a feeling out process, didn't it? Both teams, okay, what are we going to do? Looks like they ramped things up just a little bit to start the second quarter.
So yeah, they get the touchdown. Well, now it's up to Las Vegas to answer back, but here's the point after touchdown. And the extra point is good, so it's 7-0 Cincinnati.
Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown.
All right, so 7-0 Cincinnati.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson
All right.
to send this one away.
Now the Raiders are going to receive it, but they will take the knee and they will start at the 25.
Down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
That was a really good kick there.
Out of the game coming up for this
But
last
now, as far as Derek Carr is concerned, he's going to have to step up his game,
moment ago, 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down.
as one thing he's going to have to do is, try not to be the hero. I mean, do what you have to do, but don't try to make any big plays unless you absolutely have to. All right. And of course, I'm the guy that's snapping the ball, so I'm gonna keep watch for a little bit here.
Throwing now is Carr.
Carr with the screen pass gets by. Well, it doesn't get by too many guys. In fact, he only gets 5 yards on that.
To the 30.
Nice rhythm throw there on first.
And of course, Wally doing everything he can to help his team more,
Wasn't able to do that.
what is it? To give his team moral support is what I was trying to say. I can't talk. But anyway, Darren Waller with the reception. And I still I'm still shocked at the fact that the Raiders IRL, traded that man for about a 5th or 4th round pick
They'll come up with a second
to the Giants, no less. I mean, the Giants, if I'm being honest though, the Giants pretty much fleeced the Raiders. Although I guess if it had something to do with salary cap, then what do I really know? Anyway, a nice 5-yard run, but that results in 3rd and inches. So if you're Las Vegas, you got to make this. You just have to.
That strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, were the first
And that's the 2-minute warning.
making sure they didn't get there.
Yes, and and of course after AJ had he notified me that he was going to do his show this weekend instead of the following weekend, as I was originally thinking of. It did give me some time to change the card somewhat, and well, an incomplete pass, and that's going to result in 4th and inches. Man, and then, but yeah, as far as Bob Barker is concerned, like, I remember when I was as young as, I think I was 6 years old. I believe that was back in 1994. That was the first time I got to see The Price is Right. And from 94 all the way to 2007, I got to watch Bob, as the host, and for me it was like appointment television, man. Anyway, nice covering the kick, and that's going to result in the Bengals having to start at the 17-yard line. But if you're Las Vegas, you just have to, get the stops, and then for your offense to, all you need is a touchdown. or come up with a big play.
The possibility of things loosening
But anyway, back to Bob Barker though.
through the air first.
Yeah, man, I used to enjoy watching, The Price is Right when I could, especially when I was going to school. But when I got to see it, it was awesome, man. I definitely enjoyed it. And now Joe gonna run for it, and he gets a first down, 17 yards on a rush. And that was kind of a big risk because he was putting himself out there. But yeah, man, I definitely enjoyed Bob Barker, with the Price is Right, and not to mention, in canon, as far as Blue Toad Wrestling, like he's the man that made Blue Toad Wrestling what it is, and for that I definitely want to give tribute to him. A screen pass, and wow, they couldn't even get him down. That was just like, and give Joe Mixon credit. I mean, he is a pretty big guy, so it's not like, it's not like they couldn't take down a little man, because he's not a little guy. But he does power his way for 7 yards on that. But you have to definitely give, Edward Elvis and Munchie, the credit that they deserve, especially given the fact that they're the ones that are protecting, Joe Burrow. I'm starting to notice that in recent years, teams are, looking to improve their, offensive and defensive lines, mostly offensive lines, because after all, you could have the best quarterback in the league, but if your offensive line just can't hold the whoa, ooh, that could have been picked off. But instead, it is now 3rd and 3. Yeah, and also rest in peace to Bray Wyatt and to, Terry Funk, and also to the voice actress who voiced Harley Quinn in the animated series for Batman. And another completion nearby midfield, and another timeout used up. I mean, right now, as far as the Raiders are concerned, you just have to find a way to stop them. If not, get a big turnover. And there were several times I thought that they would get it. Well, they do get 3 yards, but they don't give up any more. So, good play there by Perriman, who has 3 tackles already.
They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays.
Oh, not a problem, Wally. But like anything else, it's not over until it is over, so we'll find out. Now calling an audible. And Jamar Chase does not get the first down, and a timeout used up. Although that's their last one, so now they have to play with getting a reception and then going out of bounds.
So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. To the air again, Burrow.
And another completion, but this time they don't have a timeout to use, and that might be the last play of the game. Or not the game, but the half, I should say. And it is. So Cincinnati does lead 7-0, but it's not over, though. It's not over, though. The Raiders just need to get a touchdown to tie the game. I want back to the Falcons. All right. That is unless, unless if the Raiders are unable to win, then, there is that possibility someone could pick you up again. but we'll see what happens though. But wait a minute, Wally. You said you enjoyed All In. How was All In? Like, did you enjoy it, or like how was the show? Like, because again, I didn't get to see it. That's fine. All right, cool, cool. Can't spoil it. All right, not a problem. But I'm happy you enjoyed it. All right, so they'll take it out, and they get to the 22. Not bad. Ah, I had something in my eye. All right, as far as the Raiders are concerned, this is their chance. And there you see me, number 53, the center.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most
And, oh, nice catch. And number 51, I think. Yeah, that was number 51. That could have been intercepted, but he was not quick enough, and that results in a first down. Was cool and funny. All right, so in other words, it didn't result in another fight like with what happened at Full Gear 2022.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down.
They hand it off, but number 55 limits it to 2 yards. So great job there by Wilson. And Wilson, I to his credit, like he anticipated it, and great job by him.
That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off.
And Derek Carr with it. Oh, that could have been intercepted by number 30. But now it's 3rd and 8. Anyway, and welcome back, Peter. And after this game, we'll do your game next, Peter, because really by default it's the last game. So of the night, and also the last game for round number 2. So yeah, Peter, definitely stick around, my friend. And a completion and a first down, and that keeps the drive alive.
First down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. If points result, we'll call this play significant.
Okay. Oh yeah, let me also check my... Oh, okay. All right, there we go. I was just answering a message that I had. Okay, let me also turn on my phone here. All right. Carr, what's he looking for? Got to go for something. He does get it. And does he have enough yards?
He gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Back-to-back 11-yard gains, and they've got another first down.
Okay, so it was a first down. All right, cool. Great play there by Barber, getting 11 yards, just enough to keep the drive alive. And now they're at the 32. They hand it off. And once again, Wilson just plugs the hole. Like, Wilson, or no, I'm sorry, that was Bailey. I'm sorry, my bad. But yeah, Cincinnati doing a great job stopping the run. As, the Raiders just have not been able to get a sustained amount of run plays.
Now Carr.
And a completion and a first down.
It's Jacobs.
Now at the 14.
And he's got another first down.
And now the Raiders are in the end zone. They get it to Josh Jacobs.
We have here a sustained drive, and that was certainly
And of course, he's one of those running backs that can also play wide receiver. So,
certainly seem to have the formula working.
you know, he's one of those guys that, you know, sure, he's no Marshall Faulk, but as we all know, Marshall Faulk is the standard by which modern day running backs are measured by. Of course, if you want more old school, you know, fullbacks and halfbacks, you know, you go with Jim Brown. Well, that's the end of the third quarter, and they're at the 13, and at the end of 3 quarters, it is 7-0 Bengals.
You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
All right, 2nd and 8. So they do get a little bit of progress, but they're at the 13. Okay, so they just need they need to get to the 4.5 yard mark in order to get an extra set of downs. A fake jet sweep, but Cincinnati was not fooled. And I mean, give the Raiders credit for not giving up, but Cincinnati is just reading them like a book. They know what's coming, and they know how to stop it.
Steal signals from the other side and try and learn their signs and
I mean, they just cannot get any run. They can't get any runs going. So now they have to. I have to imagine they're going to go for a pass at this point. I have to think. And if there is a weakness, I would have to think that it is the secondary.
pressure here.
But they need this. Derek Carr. Wait, we have a flag and okay, an incompletion. But let's see, who's the flag on though? And I believe that's a holding on John Simpson for the Raiders. That's not good. Because that's now going to result in a 3rd and 20. And that's another thing that's also hurt the Raiders in, you know, previous years is the penalties. Whether it's committing the most penalties in a game or committing penalties at the worst possible time. And this was not it. And they do get a completion, but that's just not going to get it done. I'm sorry. I'm like, you cannot commit these kind of penalties if you expect to win.
Progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked it down?
I mean, nice catch there by Jacobs, but nowhere close to a first down. So now the question is, what are they going to do? Are they going to... Don't tell me they're going to go for... No, they're going to go for it. Although, to be fair, it would be in their best interest to do it. They do get a completion, but they do not get it. They don't get enough yards, and they turned it over on downs. They turned it over on downs. And, there we go. For a moment, So now if you're Cincinnati, you just have to run out the clock as much as you can. And if you're the Raiders, you have to find a way to either get them to, you know, fumble the ball or get an interception or something. And if you get an interception, especially with this field position, you know, at this point, that would be paramount, really. I mean, it's not over, but if the Raiders can somehow make a play, that's what they would have to do. Oh, nice play there by number 98, and another timeout used up.
And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game.
Anyway, of course, that was Max Crosby, who, as mentioned before, is a standout player for the Raiders.
Third down now. Those last two plays
Now, if you're Cincinnati, on the other hand, the worst thing you could do is throw an interception or cough up the ball. What? Fumble! They coughed it up! They coughed it up! I can't believe it! They coughed it up! A fumble recovery by Hayward. They coughed it up! Let's see what happened here. I believe it was number 42 of the Raiders. No, they didn't get an interception. They got a fumble recovery. But, I mean, they forced a fumble. Oh, that was Littleton who forced the fumble. And then Hayward was able to recover it. And they recovered it at the 18. Now, they do have one timeout left to use, and they have 1 minute and 41 seconds to do it. But can they do it? Hey, what's up, Joker? And, Joker, I have some big news for you if you want to know what it is. But before I get to that, here's the next play. They hand it off, and they get a first down and a whole lot more, and that is by far the best run that they have given. Now they're at the 3. First and goal. And that is by far the best run, and I guess they were thinking pass, but instead they misplayed it. Derek Carr, can he get it? Wait, did he catch that? He caught it! Raiders with a touchdown to Renfro, number 13. Okay, so all right, so yeah, you were picked up by the Green Bay Packers, so you went from playing on the Bears to their rival, the Packers. So now you get to be with Azrael and Crushing Kelly. But I can't believe it. The Bengals, much like their old style, much like in the old days, they bungled it up. But let's see. All right, so they tied the game. So now the game is tied, but now Cincinnati has a chance to take the lead back. And if you're Las Vegas, if you're the Raiders, if you can come up with another big stop, or at the very least, not allow them to get to within field goal range, then at the very least you'll force overtime. But if you can get a fumble or an interception, you might have a chance to win. No. As a matter of fact, being that the Bears got eliminated, Drum is in the free agent pool. So, no, it was just you. So you were picked up, but Drum is in the free agent pool. So someone else can pick him up, or some other team can pick him up. But in the meantime, though, I mean, that was a huge play for the Raiders. But obviously now for Joe Burrow, now the pressure's on him. All right, let me sit back on my chair again. I just needed to stand up a little bit. 1st and 10 at the 26. And that could have been good, but it also could have been bad for Cincinnati. And in turn could have been good for the Raiders, but instead it's incomplete. 2nd and 10. But no. But in this case, Joker, it's just you with Crushing Kelly and Atticus or Azrael on your team, and well, a completion to the 36-yard line. Yep. Let's score or cause an interception. Yeah. That's definitely good, or at the very least, prevent them from being in field goal range and force overtime. And another completion gets away from one tackle, but does not get away from another one. Well, Cincinnati does have all 3. Well, now make it 2 timeouts, but they had 3 timeouts to use, and they used one of them right here. So now the clock is stopped. The only clock playing is the play clock. 2nd and 5. They're at the 41. And Burrow with a completion, and they get it to the 47, and they use their second timeout. 26 seconds left.
As they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game.
All right, 1st and 10. 47-yard line. 26 seconds left. Burrow. Burrow. No! Burrow gets caught! And that's a sack by Thomas. And Burrow, I don't know who he was looking for, but let's see. But he was trying to run, but he ran right into Thomas. And they're not even going to get another play off, as we're going to go into overtime now. Well, too late for Cincinnati. They didn't call a timeout when they should have. But now we're going to find out who wins the coin toss. Okay, so the Raiders have won the coin toss. And that means that, being that this is the overtime rules of 2010 to 2021, that means that the Raiders will receive the ball first, and if they score a touchdown, then the game is over. But if they score a field goal or they don't score at all, then Cincinnati will have a chance to either match or take the lead and win. All right, so Las Vegas will start out, and they will start at the 28. So now it's no longer a matter of time. Time is no longer an issue anymore. Now it's just a matter of, can you get it done? So for Wally and for Najee, they did their job. Now it's up to the offense, and it's also up to me, number 53, TJ Toad, the center, to prove that I'm the best center in the game. And that if they try me with a sorry defensive tackle, that's the result they're going to get. So now it's up to me to actually do my job. All right, here we go. Carr. A completion, but he does not get very far. In fact, he only gets 1 yard out of that. I mean, good tackle there by Hill to only allow 1 yard. But that could have been bad. Yeah, so if they get a touchdown, they win. But that could have been bad. You know, had Cincinnati gotten that sack, but instead of, you know, losing a lot of yards, you only gain 1 yard, but that's better than, you know, the sack. All right, 2nd and 9. They hand it off, and he gets a couple more yards, does Josh Jacobs. So now that makes it a more manageable 3rd and 4. And obviously, if you're Cincinnati, you definitely want to get the stop right here. So now what do you do? And a completion and a first down at the 42. All right. So and I believe, that was Renfro, and of course he's the same guy that caught that got that touchdown reception to tie the game. But he moves the chains to the 42. Rented lips. They hand it off, and Jacobs now starting to make some gains. You know, a couple of quarters ago, Cincinnati was stopping him cold dead, but now I have to imagine that the toll is starting to take into effect against Cincinnati's run defense because
They're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
wait, Carr, what? And he fumbled it. He fumbled it, and now it's Cincinnati that got a fumble, and now they have a chance to win. Oh my gosh! I mean, great play there by Reeder, and also great play by Evans, who forced the fumble.
Doesn't seem like you can.
Well, now the Bengals have a chance to win the game right here,
They overemphasized it here. It almost became self-fulfilling.
and they have a short field to work with at the 34-yard line. I mean, at least we can now put, you know, if somehow if the Raiders lose this, I have a feeling that Wally's going to put Derek Carr through a table, or at the very least, I don't know what he'll do. Actually, I'm not sure. Although, wait a minute, and a sack.
They sack him back right around the 41-yard line.
And a sack that results in a 6-yard loss. Well, I have to think that will help, you know, Las Vegas, as that'll make it a little bit more difficult to kick that field goal now.
Now time to see what Burrow can do here in
And, well, a completion, but he doesn't get very far. In fact, that now results in a 3rd and 10.
is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
So if you're Vegas, you would love to get either another sack or a no gain or a tackle for loss or something like that, in order to make the field goal attempt that much harder.
Starting field position, a real threat.
All right, 3rd and 10, or to get an interception or something else. And, well, a completion, and does he get a first down? No, he does not. It now results in a 4th and 1. And, of course, Hayward not very happy with the fact that, well, yeah, he stopped him, but now it's at the 25-yard line, and now I have to think that you know, if you're Cincinnati, you would go for the field goal since you're close enough, I would think. But what will they do? Oh, they're going to go for it. Oh, this is risky, because if they don't get this, then the Raiders will get the ball back. And they do get it. They do get it.
Offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. That's their 2nd and last timeout here in the overtime.
So they do get a first down, and they do move the chains. Oh, man. If they didn't get that, then the Raiders would have gotten the ball back. All right, so 1st and 10.
Now Burrow on 1st down.
Burrow gets it to, who did he get it to? Well, he got 6 yards out of that. Azuma, there he is. His 5th reception. 2nd and 4. It's not over, though, and that's the end of the overtime period, but again, the game continues, so.
In just a moment.
All right, here we go. 2nd and 4. They hand it off.
Mixon, and he'll get
And do they get enough yards for that one?
4 yard line.
Nope, 3rd and inches.
With every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys
All right, 3rd and inches at the 12.
trying to knock the ball free and protect their
Are they
end
going to go quarterback sneak? No.
This part of the field.
And what kind of throw was that?
Complete. Another nice
Well, whatever that was not a good throw.
passing attempt.
And that could have just as easily been intercepted, but instead, it's 4th and inches, and I have to think they're going to kick it. I mean, they're much more closer now than they were a couple of downs ago. I would think. No, they're going to go for it again. Oh, now this is risky because if you miss this, you know, the Raiders do get the ball back, but will they get it back? Did he get enough? I think he got enough. He did, just barely though. So they get another set of downs. I mean, either way, this is a great game. I mean, Arkham, I don't know if you're still in the chat, but dude, how do you feel, man? Although Burrow gets a completion. And that's a 2-minute warning. Okay. Well, it does result in a 3-yard gain, but I'll just say this though: if Vegas can actually come up with a big play here, that would be something. They get it, and he powers his way to the 3.
Some good strong running right there, some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
3rd and 2. They only just need to get to the 1 to get a fresh set of downs. Wait, was that a touchdown? No, it was not a touchdown. But that was incomplete, so I have to think you gotta go for the field goal. You're that close. Why would you not go for it? You know, go for a field goal, that is. Because if you go for it and you miss, then yeah, the Raiders will start. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! They're going for a touchdown here. If they miss this, it's over. No, they don't miss it. In fact, they get a touchdown. It's over. I mean, it is over, but it is over for the Raiders as Cincinnati does get the touchdown, and they got it to Hubbard, and he got the job done. Give him credit, though. But you have to think that if Carr does not cough up the ball, you know, I have to think that if Carr doesn't cough up that ball, the Raiders probably would have won. But instead, you know, give the Bengals credit. They got the job done. And then for Peter Griffin, I don't know if I don't know if you're in the chat right now, but your game is up next. But yeah, for myself, Wally and Najee, now we end up going to the free agent pool. And we'll find out if any other team is going to pick up Wally or someone else. So, but for the Bengals, congratulations to Joe Burrow. Congratulations to Edward Elvis. And not a problem, Wally. I'm happy that you at least got to see it. So, that much I'm happy about. But let's take a look. But yeah, surprisingly, Carr had the better game. But unfortunately, that fumble that he had was that wasn't good. And of course, it was Sam Hubbard who had only one, rushing attempt, but it resulted in a touchdown. So you'll easily take the 6 points on that. Of course, Renfro was the guy that scored that touchdown that tied the game. And then Jamar Chase scored the touchdown that, gave him that 7-0 lead. Oh yeah, and as far as blocking is concerned, and while our good friend Munchie allowed a sack, actually it came out even in terms of sacks allowed. And then let's take a look at some of the other. And then, of course, DJ Reader had a sack. Littleton had a sack. Uh, Solomon Thomas had a sack. Najee had a tackle. Let's see, where's Wally? Okay, so Wally didn't have any stats, but either way, congratulations to the Bengals. And but yeah, Arkham, if you're in the chat, let me know, my dude. But congratulations. So now we officially know the matchups for round number 3. And that is um, the Chiefs will face off against the Chargers. Or I'm sorry. Uh, the Chiefs will face off against the Cleveland Browns, and the Bengals will host the Los Angeles Chargers um, in round number 3. And with that, let's take a look and see. Well, first I have to um, take out Wally and put him back in the free agent pool. Okay. As well as myself. So if anyone else manages to win a game and they want to get me, then they can. Or Najee. Okay. All right. So for Arkham, if you're in the chat, let me know. If not, I will just simply go with the best player available for your team. I'll give you about a minute. One more minute. All right, minute starts now. So if at the end of the minute, for Arkham, if you're in the chat, let me know. But I'm happy that you got to enjoy your game, Wally. All right. Uh, got 15 seconds for Arkham. If not, I will act on his behalf. And then after that, we will then go to our final game of round number 2, and that's the Rams at the Giants. Okay. Then in that case, I will let's take a look and see as far as the Bengals are concerned, and pick out and get the best player available for what they need. Joe Burrow, obviously I'm not going to replace him because why would you? Joe Mixon, really, why would I want to replace him? And then of course they have a solid core in Chase, Higgins, and Boyd. Although I should put it like that. There we go. So yeah, their wide receiver core is pretty good. Although Azuma, pretty solid, fairly solid. Let's see. Jonah Williams, okay, maybe that might be a concern. Quentin Spain, or at left guard, maybe. Okay, so center may be another potential hole to fill. And then, of course, right guard and right tackle are occupied by Munchie and Edward Elvis. So that's not a problem. Sam Hubbard is solid. And Trey Hendrickson, of course, he's a superstar, so he can stay. Same thing with DJ Reader at defensive tackle. Left outside linebacker. Oh, boy. Okay, I think we just found our weak link here. Left outside linebacker. Okay, so their cornerback is fine. Free safety is all right. And strong safeties, okay. Evan McPherson, pretty good. And then Kevin Huber could leave a lot to be desired. Although I think we found our weak link right here. Left outside linebacker. So for that, I am going to have... well, oh yeah, I almost forgot. I gotta put myself and the others in the free agent pool on Excel. There we go. So now we just have to find somebody at linebacker to help us. And in fact, there's two options. In fact, there's two options that we can go with. And I think I know exactly who I'm going to get. And in fact, we just had him on the show. Given that, you know, this is somebody who could fill in the spot, and that is Walter Johnson. So they got picked. So they get to have Wally Johnson to pick up the slack. So congratulations to him. And also, hey, what's up, Shadow Knight? I apologize for not making your stream, so that's on me. But how's it going, man? Great to see you, dude. Oh yeah, let me put. Oh yeah, I can't forget to update the. There we go. Okay. And then let me see. It was. Oh, I didn't. That was recording, but I'm good. Oh, but it is great to see you though. And okay. Okay. So I just have to switch him over to left outside linebacker. But nonetheless though, how's it going, man? There we go. You just finished playing Fortnite? Awesome, man. I mean, of course, I'm not the biggest, player of it. I mean, I have played it from time to time, and I mean, it's fine for what it is, and I enjoy it for from time to time. But I know that, but I don't play it as often as some people do. But I know it's a good game though. All right, so Wally is going to be with his third team, much to his surprise. But up next is our final game of the show, and it's going to pit the Los Angeles Rams at the Giants. So we're going to go right now. All right, so I'm just going to let the competitors know. All right, the Rams and the Giants. All right, cool. But yeah, by the way, I still have your character in WWE. I don't know if you know, but I do have your character in that in a couple of other series, Mr. Shadow Knight. Okay, so now I'm just going to share this with those involved. So I will do that. So the Rams and Rams and Giants. Okay. So we have, or actually, as a matter of fact, Shadow Knight, you're actually on the Giants, as you can see on the screen. So yeah, you're actually in time for one of your own games. So as a defensive tackle. So you got picked up by the Giants, and we're gonna see if you can kick some butt. Yeah. Although although truthfully, like, who is your favorite team, if I may ask? And as you think about that, I'm gonna let Peter Griffin know that his game is up next as well. Okay. Oh yeah, let me catch up on the chat really quick. Oh, Washington. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, by the time I get to uh, you know, by the time we get to the end of this series, or not the series, but the season, um, next season I will be using Madden 24. So there you go. And let me see who we have here. Oh yeah, and then let me get Ram and Gregory. I don't have a way to contact James Gamer, but I'll contact the other two. So let me just get Mr. Ramesh. Okay. And then the other is Gregory. I'll be right with you in the chat. I just need to share this with one more person. All right, cool. All right, let me check up on the chat though. Hey, what's up, Peter Griffin? You're just in time, as both you and Shadow Knight are gonna look to kick some butt against the Los Angeles Rams, as you get to host them, given the fact that the Giants made the playoffs and the Rams did not. IRL, that is. So that's what determined the home field advantage is based on not just record, but also like who made the playoffs and how far they went. So there you go. All right, 3 minutes, excuse me. And then, all right, we'll go with this time and clear. All right, cool. Hey, also great to see Ramesh or Ram playing for his namesake team, the Los Angeles Rams, as we're about to begin the third and final game of the show, and also the final game of round 2. So the situation is that if the Rams win, they will have to face off against the San Francisco 49ers. But if the Giants win, they will get to host the Seattle Seahawks, and the Green Bay Packers will instead face off against San Francisco. So that's the situation for this one.
From MetLife Stadium in New Jersey,
And we'll go over who is
it's a special prime time edition
like what positions are like the people and also their positions as well in just a moment. But anyway, how's it going there, Ram? And also for Peter as well.
We'll see Daniel Jones and the New York Giants.
Now, for the Giants, they have two defensive players. They have the guy that they drafted to begin the season, Peter Griffin at linebacker, and then of course they got Shadow Knight, and they picked him up in the free agency pool, and they have him at defensive tackle. And for the Rams, they have an offensive player and 2 defensive players. On offense is Gregory Blakely at center, aka Dragonheart. And for Ram, he is a linebacker. And of course, James Gamer is a strong safety. So it's really going to come down to who can execute on defense, as far as both these teams being that they have, 2 defensive stalwarts. And for the Rams, they're going to take it safe. They're going to play it safe, and they're going to start at the 20. And it will be with this man under center, Matthew Stafford. And then Patty's like, "Hi, Sana."
And Matthew Stafford was taken first overall in the 2009 draft, and he certainly played like a top pick.
Anyway, there you see Blakely, number 53.
Passers in the league, and there's no
And on defense, there you see Shadow Knight, number 70.
only that, it's also one of the top.
And of course, Peter Griffin is number 56. And Stafford. Ooh, that almost got picked off by, I believe that was number 55, but incomplete. And of course, there you have Daniel Jones. No relation to Tom Jones, though. Although I would have to think that Patty's more familiar with Tom Jones than Daniel Jones. Although I don't think Daniel Jones is his son. And if he is, he's probably an illegitimate son, really. Stafford, incomplete again. That's 2 straight incompletions by Stafford. But you have to credit the Giants' defense for, just taking away any options that he may have. All right, 3rd and 10. And then, gets a screen pass off. And even though he gets it, that results in a no gain. Great play by the defense on the G-men. And you have to give credit to Peter and Shadow Knight, along with the rest of the cast for the defense, as they've done a great job of getting no yards, giving up no yards, no less. And I have to think that Sean McVay, the coach of the Rams, cannot be pleased with the execution of the offense. Anyway, they kick it away. And gets by 1 tackle. And of course they have some great field position, because of course they do. And they'll start at the 35. But here you have it. Daniel Jones.
We knew about the great mind coming out of Duke, and we saw the athletic ability and the potential. Watching it all come together and get better with each passing year.
So I have to say, Peter and Shadow Knight, you guys did great. But now for Ramesh, or Ram, and James Gamer, now it's up to them to execute on defense. Fakes the handoff. And also an incompletion, so now Daniel Jones is having the same problem that that Stafford had. There you see Ram, number 14. I mean, you could tell who the middle linebacker is by the fact that he's the only guy that's facing opposite of the defense, or of the offense. You know what I mean. The only man that's facing the opposite direction of the rest of the defense is what I'm trying to say. All right, 3rd and 6, and And so far, only 4 yards given up by the Rams.
The Rams go nickel here defensively on third.
3rd and 6 at the 40.
Now Jones.
Jones
Deep for Gunn.
goes long, and oh, for a moment I thought he caught it, but instead
Scared to let it fly, but it
that's going to result in a punt. So far the defense is holding serve, and I have to think that whichever offense can break through is going to win.
And knock the ball away.
4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. Cooper Kupp deep for LA.
Kicks it away. And with great field position,
That'll be a 41
the Rams will have to start at the 16.
on the return
Nice takedown of Cooper Kupp.
for the 1st and 10. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. The crowd maybe
Ay,
losing
mama.
a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides.
But yeah, Peter, how do you feel about this, man?
And not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy.
So the ball down to the 6
Although, of course, he's on defense, so
Stafford.
wait. Stafford. Oh, and a completion! And a huge one! Oh, that's a big completion. And he got it to, of course, OBJ. And, of course, this is the same man that had that exceptional one-handed catch when he used to play for the G-Men a couple of years ago.
Get guys on the ground. They end up letting him get away, and it turns
And number 22 for the Giants was a bit slow on the trigger and was unable to
tackling in the game.
prevent the reception. So that was a great play.
All the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Stafford gets this into the hands of the tight end Higbee. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender,
And another completion.
even though it was complete.
Well, now Stafford is starting to get on a roll.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep
Anyway, there you see, oh, wait, I already mentioned him.
your game.
Shadow Knights, number 70.
Start to creep up, start to pressure receivers. Now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Well, now the Rams are starting to find their mojo, and if that's the case, the Giants may be in trouble.
Here's the first carry of the game for Cam Akers. And he'll
All right, so they give up 4 yards to Cam Akers. 2nd and 6. But it looks like that's going to be the end of the first quarter. It is. And at the end of the first, it is 0-0.
after 1. The Rams with the football here to begin the second quarter as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up.
Okay. All right, so 2nd and 6.
Now Stafford.
And, whoa, manages to get it away. I mean, he almost got sacked, but he was able to find Kupp.
Giants 24-yard line.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the
And the Rams are starting to find their form, much like they did in 2021. They're playing at the best possible time.
Stafford on first.
And the Rams with another completion.
Hands of Kupp once again. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Anyway, there you see Gregory, number 53, the center,
Let's see if they do it anyway.
the man snapping the ball. And he's doing a great job, you know, not only protecting Stafford, but also making lanes for his guys. 2-minute warning.
2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half.
And then, depending on who wins, I mean, if Peter's team wins, then he has a decision to make. But if Ram wins, then Ram has a decision to make in terms of who to add to their team. Anyway, nice catch there by Sony Michel for 5 yards. 2nd and 5. And Stafford. Trying to find somebody. But he couldn't. And guess who sacked him? Shadow Knight. Shadow Knight with a big sack. And that's going to send him into a 3rd and 17. What a play by Shadow Knight. And Stafford couldn't find anybody. And you know what? Give Shadow Knight a lot of credit. He was trying to plow his way through Gregory, but once he was able to get by him, there was nobody that was going to stop Shadow Knight from getting to Matthew Stafford. Now Stafford, a completion, but does not get enough for a first down. And a timeout used up. So they might have to kick a field goal here. And it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do and what they should do, really. Well, thank you for the emojis. Thank you so much. All right, 4th and 11, and it's good. So it's 3-0 Rams. So great job there by the Rams to, at the very least, get some points. But I just know that they would have wanted a touchdown. But all things considered, if you're the Giants, you can live with a field goal. But now it's up to the Rams to stop the Giants and prevent either a field goal or a touchdown.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And a return, and gets by one guy, but gets taken down at the 24. So they will start at the 24 with 53 seconds left. Nice return there by Cooper.
Late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to go, they may try and work their way into field goal range and try to tie up this ball game.
Well, anyway, now Ram is up next. Both he and James Gamer will now be back on the field. And a completion. Doesn't get very much, and they use a timeout.
Second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
And they got it to Ingram for 3 yards. Oh, fakes the handoff. Although nobody picked up number 40 and a timeout used up, but who got the sack? I didn't see who got the sack, though. But it was number 40 for the Rams. Anyway, well, there you see Ram himself, number 14. But that's going to set him back at the for a 3rd and 17. I'll face you one-on-one sometime. Oh, you mean... Anyway, nice to see you, Mr. John Breakdown. By the way, I don't play the game. I just simply, what is it? Like, make creative players and then put them on teams and then see how they do. But but yeah, I mean, I don't know how good you are. You probably would kill me if you actually played, so you probably would win. But anyway, nice to see you, Mr. John Breakdown. I believe I've seen you on LTD. Well, now it looks like now the Rams are going to look to score again before the half. And they'll start at the 45 for great field positioning. But nice to meet you, Mr. John Breakdown. I believe this is the first time I've seen you on the show, so I want to say hello. Hope all is well there.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up
First and 10.
At the 45. To throw is Stafford.
And a incompletion. Second and 10. I mean, the worst thing you could do as far as the Rams are concerned is to either fumble or worse, throw an interception for a pick six. Second and 10. Stafford, a completion, but they managed to only get 3 yards on that one. 3rd and 7. And a timeout used up by the Rams, so that's their last timeout. I'll use the Lions. Let me check out your channel really quickly. Oh, wait. They hand it off. But once again, no gain.
The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
You have a lot of looks like you do a lot of blogs. I just noticed. And that's going to go for a touchback, so they'll have to start at the 20 instead. I was just looking at your channel and seeing what you do.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really.
All right, and a run, but they don't get very much. In fact, Saquon Barkley didn't even get any yards on that. And a nice stop there by Aaron Donald, and that's the end of the half. And at the end of the half, it is 3-0 Los Angeles Rams. I mean, this game is still, winnable as far as the Giants are concerned, so they're just going to have to make some adjustments that they'll have to make in order to make it happen. But they're also going to have to find a way to stop, Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and Odell Beckham Jr., among others.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
All right, so now the Rams are going to start off with kicking it away to the Giants, and they will just take the kneel down and start at the 25.
The Giants about set to go to begin this third quarter. And maybe Maybe time for this offense to really hit the reset button. They were shut out in the first half, but still, they're right in this game.
They certainly are. What I like about it is that you actually continue to play. You know, you just find a way to make a few plays yourself, and you noted it. Right there on the border in this game, they're not that far off. Just got to find a play or two, and they could be very happy at that point.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
All right, so 1st and 10 at the 25. Fakes the handoff. Jones. And a completion, man. I wasn't sure where he was throwing it, but they got it to Ingram. And they got it to the 47. Great play.
That sure was pretty because the corner route is extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there is that sort of the evolution of the type.
And mind you, this was, as far as the coaching staff is concerned, this was before Brian Dable became head coach. So bear that in mind.
Any spot on the field.
A big hitter to start the drive.
1st and 10.
Midfield here for
47.
off play.
Fakes the handoff.
Jones.
Another completion and another 1st down. Now to the 40.
And he's able to get this one.
Now the Giants are starting to cook with Shepard getting a 13-yard reception.
And this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Still in search of their first touchdown.
1st and 10 at the 40.
On the move. 1st and 10. Back to throw.
Fakes a throw. Gets a completion
This again to Shepard.
and gets it to the 34.
6 yards here as
Now 2nd and 4 at the 34. And right now, as far as the Giants, they're starting to gain momentum. And if you're the Rams, you have to find a way to slow them down, if not stop them completely.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jones
And another completion, manages to get rid of the ball before getting sacked.
at the 27-yard line.
Another completion by Daniel Jones. And a reception by Saquon Barkley.
I think we both thought he'd be a little more active.
Now at the 27
Let's see if that's the
for 1st and 10.
trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Now a play fake.
Fakes the handoff.
Down.
Oh, we got a flag and a possible touchdown. Although let's see what the flag is. What's this? Oh, a legal man downfield. Oh, that's going to negate the progress. In fact, that's going to result in a 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down, but yeah. So that negates any momentum that they had. And instead of it being a touchdown or being short at the 1, it now goes back to the 32 for a 1st and 15. They hand it off, although they don't get very much. They only get 1 yard on that. Actually, no. They lost a yard.
Here's Aaron Donald.
But otherwise still 2nd and 15 now.
Down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one.
I mean those penalties can, make or break a drive. And it can make I can't even talk. It can make or break your team. Although that time they managed to get the reception and still, despite it, get a 1st down, and it's to Ingram. So despite being gifted that penalty, not that they were ever gifted anything. It was just the fact that despite having a penalty go in their favor, the Giants somehow managed to overcome that and get a 1st down. I mean, those are the type of completions that, can hurt a defense's confidence. And so that instead of, forcing a punt or a field goal, it just continues the drive. Oh, no, wait, we got another flag. What's this?
Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Looks like it's a face mask against the Rams. And now it's a penalty that goes against the Rams.
Face mask, and that's going to cost him 15 yards.
and that's going to result in an automatic first down at the 5 for first and goal. Although that's going to result in the end of the quarter. Although if that had been a penalty in either the second or the second quarter or the fourth quarter, then one untimed play would have happened. But instead, we just go to the next quarter. All right, first and goal at the 5. The Giants with a big opportunity to take the lead right here. And nope, incomplete. Great play there, and I didn't see who made the deflection, but a great play though by the Rams to just simply stick with it. Okay. All right, second and goal. And Jones finds the open man, and he gets it. Touchdown. Hey, AJ, what's up? How you doing? And they got it to Slayton, and now the Giants lead with 2 minutes and 54 seconds left. And, well, anyway, how's it going there, AJ? Tired from work? Oh, tell me about it. Dude, like, after your show, like, when your show was done, I had to rest because I was, just beat from work and everything. And today was really my first day that I had without having to go to work, even though I should have had it on Saturday as well, but instead I had to go to work and, get stuff done. But enough about me. Dude, I totally understand. Oh man. And I would comment on something else, but it's a bit too personal, and I'm not going to go there. But oh man. But as for your work schedule, man, I feel for you, AJ. I really do. But on the other hand, well, I don't want to put you on the spot, so I'm not going to do that. Anyway, so now the Rams, yeah. Oh, and also, welcome back, Jose. Go ahead, I don't mind. Well, if you like to do co-coms, AJ, you're more than welcome to do it like here, or if you want to do it another time, I'm willing to. I'm fine with that. But if you just need to rest, then by all means, I'll let you rest, man. It's not a problem. But yeah, you definitely have earned your like, dude, you've earned your keep. All I will say is I hope that you do get your vacation at some point, because you definitely have earned it. If that wasn't the case before. Oh yeah, and there's also Andrew Whitworth, who of course retired after the 2021 season, and he retired as a champ. And then, nope, that was incomplete. 4th and 3, and while we were talking, the Giants have forced a punt, although really, if you're the Rams, you got to go for it. Because if you don't go for it, it's going to be much tougher to get the ball back. But anyway, you got to go for it. But will they get it? They won't. Anyway, I'm taking a vacation in October. That's why they're making me work so much, so I can take 5 days off. I see. And you know what? It's kind of funny because I actually have a vacation of my own on October as well. Although that had more to do with the fact that, like, I've been planning a vacation for a long, long time. So this wasn't something that I just planned on the,
The big thing,
out of nowhere. I planned this
like
like
their timeouts
like
and get a fresh set of data.
5-6 months
Right here. And they're
advance, really.
still got an opportunity.
So this wasn't something that I just came out of thin air, really.
32 now. Here's first
But
and
yeah, dude, by the time you get to October, and Lord willing, that we have
the drive.
that we get to October,
He was hit as he threw.
that you do enjoy your vacation.
Complete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
But you know what? By the time you do get to October and you enjoy your vacation, I'm not sure we're. I'll just mention my vacation. I don't want to put you on the spot, but as far as my vacation, it's gonna be in Cabo, I think.
It's Kyle Rudolph. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
And of course, it's for
Quarter down to the
a family wedding
and we've got a one-score game.
on my mother's side of the family. So it's going to be that kind of vacation. I'm not sure what kind of vacation yours is going to be, but my hope is that you get to rest and that that you get the
So it's Giants football here as we
the refresher that you truly need.
first and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off.
Let me see. The NHRA drag races.
8-yard gain, second and 2.
Drag races.
Right out of the 2-minute break.
Wait, hang on a second. Let me look this up here.
56 to go.
Drag races. Let me see. It was NHRA. Okay.
So they come up on
Oh, the National Hot Rod Association. Oh,
would likely put an end to this thing.
and anyway, nice run there by the Giants and making certain that they can run out the clock and also have forced them to use up their timeouts and stuff like that.
With 1:53 left.
Let me see. I'm actually looking at the schedule and things of that nature.
It's first and goal and a late touchdown. This could officially salt this
Let's see.
away.
It's
Run for
okay, so October 13th to 17th.
Thomas seems to be in some pain. He's still
Ooh. So it's going to be in Texas. That's going to be interesting. Although I'm kind of curious, like who your favorite driver is, and like that's going to be interesting. Okay, so it looks like the top 10 advance to advance to the playoffs and whatnot. Anyway, a touchdown by Saquon Barkley, and that's going to put this game on ice for good. That's interesting. Anyway, let me look at the Brittany Force and Eric Enders. And I also like how, race car driving is one of those few sports where, men and women can compete with one another. So I like that. And so I like how inclusive of a sport that is. Really, I do. I think that's awesome. And for the Giants, they now take an 11-point lead. So even if the Rams score a touchdown, they would have to score. It's a 2-possession game, really. I mean, really, for the Giants to lose, they would have to give up a quick touchdown, cough up the ball, and give up another touchdown. So that's what would happen. That's what would have to happen, really, for the Giants to lose at this point. But you know what, AJ, since you're here, now that you know, or now that you are here, I should say. As far as the third round, so in the third round, it's going to be the Chiefs, or the Browns, I should say, excuse me, at the Chiefs. And then for your Chargers, they'll be going over to Cincinnati to face off against the Bengals. And then so those are the matchups for that for that round, AJ. First and 10. But yeah, definitely share with us, or you're more than welcome to share your love of motorsports, because I do have a channel or a text chat, for motorsports. Although that was originally done, for the likes of Elmeister and Ryan. Although, whoa, nice completion there. So nice completion to OBJ, and not only does he catch it, he keeps himself in bounds before going out of bounds and stopping the clock. Yeah, those are the type of plays that you don't want to give up if you're the Giants, of course. Nice throw there by Stafford. And you know what? That's just a great play there by Odell Beckham Jr. Now, if the Giants do hold on, they'll be facing off against the Seattle Seahawks and hosting them. And Stafford he does get the completion, but he does not get very many yards, as that's 3 yards to Van Jefferson. And you know what? Nice tackling there by Love. Second and 7. And that was not a good throw. Third and 7. And you got to give the Giants a lot of credit. Their defense, basically, it was a complete game. Like, the Giants, made enough stops to, prevent the Rams from scoring any more points, and the offense did a great job, scoring the touchdowns each time that they had it, save for maybe one occasion. But now it's 4th and 7. I mean, obviously, if you're the Rams, you really would be doing a disservice if you didn't go for it. Yeah, you're going to go for it. You have to. You have to. To have any sort of chance to win. Going for the long one, and an interception. And that might just end the game right there. Ryan with an interception, and that's going to put this game out of reach. Great job there by Logan Ryan, number 23. Again, the defense did awesome, as far as Peter Griffin and, Shadow Knight and the rest of those guys, not the least of which includes Ryan. And you know what? This might be a very dangerous team to look out for, especially for the Seahawks. Never mind the rest of the league. Victory formation and a timeout used up, but that's the last one that they can use. Victory formation again, and that's going to do it. That's going to run out the clock, but congratulations to the Giants. They played a complete game. Both sides of the ball did great. The offense scored when they needed to, and the defense stopped them. They stopped the Rams when they needed to. So give credit to the Giants as they played a complete game, and even though they were down by 3 at the half, they scored 14 points unanswered to win the game and move on to the third round as they will host the Seattle Seahawks. And for Peter Griffin, if you're in the chat, what do you think?
That close, and then really went into the gallop and finished it strong.
One more horse racing theme. I am glad you posted today.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Anyway, nice play there. And, just great plays all around, but the Giants were just, like, even though the Giants had possession of the ball, they weren't content with just trying to run out the clock. They wanted to make this out of reach, and they did. So even though the Rams had more passing yards, everything else, it was just awesome, man. Yes, next weekend is to the Extreme. Of course, had I known that All In was going to start like in the morning as opposed to like when it usually would start, if it was held in the United States, I probably would have. I probably would have done to the Extreme, but instead, but in the end, it actually worked out because I was able to run errands and do what I needed to do. And for Matthew Stafford, yeah, he didn't play a great game. Although his rating was much better than if you just spiked the ball to the ground on every play. Yeah, that's the thing. They're 12 hours ahead as far as I'm concerned. So, that is what it is. So, but yeah, it's gonna be next weekend, and if nothing else, this gave me a chance to make changes to the card. And I'll go over those changes once I release the final draft of the card to the Extreme. And I'll go into more detail about that. But in the meantime, I'm just going to go over the other stats. And of course, Saquon Barkley, 8 rushes for 21 yards and a touchdown. So you got to give him that. And of course, he had some of the big hitters with the receiving. And of course, Solder and Edwards each gave up a sack. But really, most of the players are defensive players. So for Shadow Knight, he had 2 tackles, and he also had a sack. So, Shadow Knight came up with a big play, especially towards the end of the especially with the end of the first half. And then Logan Ryan with that interception to more than put the game away. And then James Gamer had 3 tackles. Peter Griffin had a tackle. And let's see what other... Okay, they didn't have anything else. All right. Depending on your, time zone, where I am, England is 5 hours ahead. Yeah, in my case... Okay, so I was 8 hours. They're 8 hours ahead where I live. But even still, I ended up going to I ended up going to church at around the time that All In was going out, was going on. So that meant that I would have had to miss church in order to watch All In. But it's not the worst thing. I mean, I've had worse than that, and plus, it's not like it was like life or death or anything like that. I've had to look at the big picture. As much as I wanted to watch the show, and trust me, I wanted to. There were some more important things I had to take care of, and that's the thing. As much as I wanted to watch it, it just wasn't in the cards. But I'm not going to cry over it. I really am not. Okay. I will give I'm going to give Mr. Peter Griffin, if he's in the chat, about a minute to make up his decision for who to join his team. If not, then I will decide for him. So he's got a minute starting right now. And while that's happening, I'm just going to take down the Rams and put them in the free agent pool. So let me do that. But okay. So going into the free agent pool is going to be Gregory, Ram, and James Gamer. And okay, let me do that. James Gamer, strong safety. Center, Gregory Blakely. And Ram. Okay. All right. So now it's a matter of, well, since Peter's not here, I will, in his case, select the player that take the best player available, and we'll see what happens here. All right, so let's see. So of the free agents that they do have, oh, I almost forgot to put Brooklyn Joker on the Packers. That was stupid of me. There we go. Okay. So, oh, right. Let me go to the Giants. Let's see what they need. Okay, quarterback. That could be concerning. And while Daniel Jones is not bad, uh, you know, and he does definitely leave a lot to be desired. But let's see. So quarterback, that's one. And then Saquon Barkley, I mean, well, they definitely have that position sewed up. And then they could use a wide receiver. Let's see, tight end. They could use a tight end maybe. Left tackle, that might actually be a potential thing to sew up. But what about guard? Let's see. 75. Ooh, guard. Ooh. Left guard, that might actually be the weak point there. Yeah. Guard. Or left guard, I should say. Okay, so the defense is doing pretty well. And of course you have Peter Griffin at middle linebacker, of course. The cornerbacks are actually pretty good. Free safety is not bad. And then strong safety, oh, well, strong safety should be in the starting position. No offense. Okay, kicker is pretty good. And then the punter leaves a lot to be desired. But it looks like we have our weak point right here at left guard. Yeah. So that means that we have somebody in the left guard that could fill in that spot. Anyway, did my team play? No, this was the end of I can't even talk. This was the end of the second round, and we're going to play the third round next time so that your team will play. But we just wanted to complete the remainder of the games that we had left, and we just finished the last game. But now I can at least tell you who your next team is going to be. Okay. So on one side of the bracket for the AFC, you have the Browns, The Browns will be hosted by the Chiefs, and the Bengals will be hosting the Los Angeles Chargers. That would be your team, Chris. That's being hosted by the Bengals. And the Green Bay Packers will be going at the San Francisco 49ers, and the Giants will be hosting the Seattle Seahawks in round number 3. So yeah, Patty, how do you feel about, the Browns going up against the Chiefs? That's going to be a big one right there. Perhaps the biggest game of Patty's career. And same thing with Christopher Frost. But as it is, for the Giants, they're going to get their left tackle. Or left guard, I should say. Or was it right guard? No, left guard. Sorry. And that man, if I can find him, is Triple Beat himself. So the Giants will get their man. And for Triple Beat, this is his third team or the second team that picked him up, and that was just based on need, if nothing else. So I hope we win. If not, that's the way it goes. Yeah. Not to say that someone couldn't pick you up, because someone could. All right, so let me go to the Giants. And it was left guard, I believe. Yes, left guard. Yep, they needed it, because that was the weakest that they had. So now they have somebody to protect, Daniel Jones. But other than that, oh wait, I almost forgot to update my. There we go. So among the notables in the free agent pool after 2 rounds, you have Jordan Walker and myself at center. You have Mike Wasson at defensive end. At defensive tackle, JT Price. Free safety, Darius Helms. Linebacker, Clinton Flippin. Offensive tackle, Rain Sinclair. And then at punter and kicker, Drum Monkey and Blade Charge. At strong safety, Phoenix Skywalker and Najee Firefox. At tight end, Joshua James. Wide receiver, Jennifer Riley. Gregory Blakely. At center, Ram also at linebacker. And James Gamer at strong safety. Wait, where's Jose? Oh, that's right. Jose, I almost forgot. Jose was picked up by the Kansas City Chiefs, and to have him, and he was converted into a wide receiver. I almost forgot. But yes, Jose did get picked up. So this is going to be interesting to see Jose on a new team facing off against the team that knocked his team out of the playoffs. That's going to be interesting. And then as far as and not to mention, Atticus is also on Patty's team as well. And then meanwhile, for 2 of the 3 members of the House of Black, they're on the Green Bay Packers, and they'll be facing off against the San Francisco 49ers. So there's going to be that storyline of, can the Packers beat the Niners in the playoffs, which is something that they hadn't been able to do ever since the Niners have their current regime that they've had ever since 2019. And then, of course, we'll have the Giants and the Seahawks. And last but not least, the Chargers will be going over to Cincinnati to face off against the Bengals with AJ and Chris Frost. And the guy that they picked up in the free agent pool, the punter/kicker, Jet Strike. And, of course, they picked him up at punter and kicker was because their kicking game and punting game was absolutely atrocious. So they needed to sew that up, and they did. And for the Bengals, for their part, They picked up Wally Johnson, Wally the Hulk Johnson, as their linebacker core was something that they needed for their team. So those are the teams that are in play. With that said, this is the Blue Toad to Jew22 signing off, saying goodbye. And I want to say thank you for those who came along and stopped on by, and I appreciate it very, very much. And I will see you guys next week or next weekend for To the Extreme. And I'll also have to talk to Mr. Dragonheart to see what his schedule is, because the last thing I want to do is overshadow him. And if he's going to do a show, I'll ask what day he's going to do it on. Like, I don't mind going up against LTD because, LTD has enough of an audience that, LTD can support itself, without me being in it. But I certainly don't want to go up against, say, AJ or Arkham or Dragonheart because, well, I don't want to overshadow them unless I absolutely have to, or if that's the only day that I have, then so be it. But I will be talking with AJ and Arkham and Dragonheart and some of those other guys and see where their schedules are. But until then, have a great night, and I will see you at another time. But one thing that you guys always do when it comes to these shows is that you just make the experience for me very nice, baby. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, that never gets old. But until then, this is Juju22 signing off. Peace.